Whenever one smells the pages of a brand new book, they can be reminded of the late nights reading they did as a kid. They can even feel the soft fabric of the arms of their reading chair, sense the hustle and bustle of the room that they were in. The stresses of the day start to give out, and you start feeling calm and focus. The arms of the chair that you may be in right now still won't conjure up these memories as effectively as that new book smell. Many of us have experiences where a certain smell, perhaps baked cookies, a salty beach full of air, or petrichor from the rain, floods our brain with memories of a distinct event or location that we associate clearly within these emotions. There has been a lot of scientific studies using a variety of approaches to back up this anecdotal evidence. One of the first was a study led by Dr. Rachel Herz at the Brown University in 2004. Herz and her collaborators found that a group of 5 women showed more brain activity when smelling a perfume with which they associated a positive memory than when smelling a control perfume they had never smelled before. The brain activity associated with the memorable perfume was also greater than that produced by the visual cue of seeing the perfume bottle. More recently, in a study in 2013, the researchers again found greater brain activity associated with olfactory stimuli, such as the smell of a rose, than visual stimuli, such as the sight of a rose. Clinical case studies have also linked smells to strong negative emotions, a connection which can play a significant role in contributing to post-traumatic stress disorder. So why is this? The majority of us clearly rely more on the sense of sight than our sense of smell day to day. So what is it about our sense of smell that works to better trigger our memory and our emotions? The link may be simply due to the architectural layout of our brain. So, how does our sense of smell actually work? The process through which molecules in the air are converted by our brain into what we interpret as smells, and the mechanisms our brain uses to categorize and interpret these orders is, as you probably guessed, a complicated one. In fact, the process is so complicated that the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine was awarded in 2004 to the researchers that actually worked on decoding it. When we come into contact with an odor or molecules from volatile substances drifting through the air, the neurons that make up your olfactory receptor cells send a signal to a part of your brain called the olfactory bulb. Researchers have found roughly 1,000 genes playing a role in coding for different types of olfactory receptors, each of which focus on small subsets of odors. Thus, each receptor is not responsible for understanding all possible smells. Those signals are then passed to what is called microregions within the olfactory bulb, where again, different microregions specialize in different odors. The olfactory bulb is then responsible for interpreting these signals into what we perceive as smells. Your olfactory bulb runs from your nose to the base of your brain and has direct connections to the amygdala, the area of your brain which is responsible for processing emotions, and also to your hippocampus, an area linked to memory and cognition. Neuroscientists have suggested that this close physical connection between the regions of your brain linked to memory, emotion, and our sense of smell may explain why our brain learns to associate smells with certain emotional memories. So many of these odor-driven memories may further be childhood memories because those years are when we experienced most smells for the first ever time. There is not yet research to suggest that we can tap into the link between sense and memories to help us cram for tests or remember where we put our car keys as adults.